The Ghan passenger train has forged a reputation as one of the world's great rail journeys over decades of rolling through the nation's heart. The train pulled out of Adelaide today for another long haul north amid celebrations for its 80th anniversary.
It was a fitting send-off for an Australian icon. The Governor-General Quentin Bryce and other dignitaries were on hand to help celebrate the 80th anniversary of the Ghan passenger train.
There is a romance and a charm about rail travel. There is no greater way to see a country rolling by than to do it on a train. And what we do know around the world is that the charm of trains endures.
A celebration can't be complete without the usual fanfare, but then it was all aboard.
This is a bit of an adventure for us, I guess, for a first-timer.
I haven't been on a train for about 20 or 30 years, actually, just the experience of it all.
I think it's just a legend, and my grandfather worked on it many, many years ago, so and he used to tell me some incredible tales about it, so you know, it's just part of us.
The original service comprised of 12 coaches travelling between Adelaide through the outback to Alice Springs following the Overland Telegraph route. 5 years ago, the track was finally expanded to Darwin, and the Ghan now hauls more than 40 carriages.
Well, the Ghan usually runs on time now. It hasn't always been the case. In fact, the record is 6 weeks late for the Ghan due to flash flooding which swept away bridges.
That prompted a move of the tracks westward to safer ground, but for this trip, it's full steam ahead. Emma Rebelato, ABC News, Adelaide.
A reminder now of tonight's top story. A mid-north rail crossing where 2 people were killed yesterday was notoriously dangerous and due for a safety upgrade within months. And still to come, the Power bounces back with a win over the Hawks. Economic times may be tough, but one industry is thriving on our desperation to go out and forget about it. While CD sales are flagging, tickets to live music events are going through the roof, and some artists are cashing in.
The global financial crisis appears no issue for fans at this concert in Brisbane for US rock star Pink. Her mammoth 15-week Australian tour is almost a sellout, even with tickets costing up to $140.
No, that's good. It's worth it. Well worth it.
We're all going through tough times. Everyone needs to learn to have a bit of fun.
AC/DC first hit the top almost 30 years ago, and they're still pulling the crowds. Early next year, the Aussie Rockers will do their first tour down under in almost a decade.
First 3 hours of ticket selling, we did over 500,000 tickets, which is the record for any tour in Australia.
AC/DC have got 11 shows planned and expect to turn over a minimum of $60 million. Pink is playing at smaller venues, but there's a lot of them. She's doing 58 Australian gigs.
Bands have realised that they're not going to make much money or as much money as they used to out of CDs, so they've turned more towards making money from the concerts.
And despite the economic climate, ticket sales are rock solid. Industry figures show the global live performance market raked in more than $21 billion last year, a 50% increase over the previous 3 years.
There's concert tickets out there for hundreds of dollars, and you'd think people wouldn't be buying them, but they are, and then buying them by the thousands.
Well, I think people are looking for an escapism, to do something else, to you know, get away from having worries about jobs and so forth.
So the children aren't eating for a while, but that's okay.
Dirty deeds, but not dirt cheap. Simon Palin, ABC News.
And now with a look at tonight's sport, here's Neil Cross.
Jess, thank you very much. Hello everyone. We'll start with football, and Port Adelaide has put Hawthorn's premiership defence on life support with a hard-fought victory over the Hawks at Football Park this afternoon.